Here we are, the belle of the ball. 2016 Nissan GTR. Cherry red. I think it's the one thing that always throws me is how wide it is. Obviously that makes sense if you're street racing, but you know. I am in the cab of 370Z. Fair lady. It's beautiful, by the way. Very tiny though. Hey there. That's good. Yeah, almost no trunk space. Sorry, Odin. No back seating. But I don't think that's what this car was designed for. All right, so I'm in the Subaru BRZ right now. Super low to the ground, absolutely gorgeous. Kind of like everything else here, tons and tons of carbon fiber. That's what I'm getting, is that everything inside is carbon fiber. Oh, it's gorgeous. All the new Subarus, it looks like they're really going out of their way with the stitching, outside of the Outback for some reason, but everything else, they've got really cool, let me see if I can find, I don't know how to do it. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of cool stitching. It's pretty cool. Okay, Maggie, this one's for you. Check this out. Interior of the Mini Cooper. It's probably the most comfortable car I've sat in, but look at this. That's why. Look at that. It's super cushiony, leathery. So Mercedes E400. I don't even know how to drive this car. Look at this. There's like, it like transforms in the center. I don't even know what's in there. I'm afraid to touch it. There's no gear shift. Luddite, I swear. Interesting though with that like quartz clock. That's kind of strange. But this is a comfortable car. It is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I'm starting to think that I should probably reassess how I look at some of these things. I can't go from a, you know, Mercedes sports car and then go hop into an Acura. Doesn't quite have the same impact, but so far so pretty good. It looks like the weather kept a lot of people away. I know that apparently there was a miscommunication about when it started, and I got here when it actually started, so that's positive. Okay, so here's the S-Class coupe. Look at this. This is just unbelievable. Look at that dash. Just check out the seats. I can't wait to sit in this one. Still in the S-Class Mercedes. Look at this. A mouse. There's an actual mouse in there. This car is insane. And easily the most comfortable car I've sat in this entire show. Okay, so I'm moving on from the lower level floor with all the foreign cars, and I'm moving up to the US side, which is the most disappointing side, I'm sure, unless they have the Ford GT, which I really hope they do.
Come on, come on.
All right, US automakers, I'm here. Let's see what you got. So this is a Buick Regal. All those commercials had me a little bit curious, but what's interesting is when the dash is off, you just have these weird indicators that are just kind of hanging out doing nothing. Interior is pretty nice and feels good. One of the guys that just got out ahead of me said he drove one last week and that was very tight and responsive, which is pretty nice. The console feels great. Like the steering wheel feels wonderful. The seats are a little tight, but I'm generally pretty impressed with this. So I'm in the Chevy Malibu, which is getting all those commercials about, oh yeah, no, I'm sitting in a Bentley. Actually, it's a Chevy Malibu. It's actually pretty nice. The interior is pretty nice. They covered everything in leather as much as they can, practically. I feel like the entire console is leather. There's some cheap parts in the plastic here, but it looks pretty nice. It's almost kind of like a well-built generic Android tablet, where it's kind of, you're like, oh, I'm somewhat impressed. Like even looking at the screen, the dash on the screen here, the screen on the dash, it definitely is sort of recessed from the glass, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why they would make it flush like everyone else does, but maybe you have to, get it down to 22,000 somehow. But I'm generally pretty impressed. There's no way anyone walked into this car and said it was a BMW. I just sat in a whole bunch of BMWs. There's no friggin' way that happened. So behind me, I actually just sat in the Impala, which is pretty nice. It was actually incredibly comfortable. I would say it was up there with just about every other, with the Subaru and Hondas and the Acuras, some of the other, and the Nissans. It was actually very comfortable. Again, they plastered everything with leather, which is really strange, because it almost feels like they're trying to cover something up, like a weird placed rug on a carpet where you're like, it's probably covering up a stain or something, but still felt very good. It felt much better than the Malibu, that's for sure. Again, no one's going to confuse it with a luxury car, but I don't think it's meant to be. 27,000 is still pretty high, but not half bad. Okay, I thought I was about to walk away saying some really nasty things about the new Chevy Volt, but holy cow, I'm in the sport hatchback. It is amazing. It has this wonderful two-tone leather all over the place. It's weird that they have this whole section here within the console that has a bunch of exposed USB ports. I mean, maybe they assume you're a tech guy, you want a whole bunch of those, but I don't really want cables hopping out everywhere, especially this is a beautiful car. This is, interior is just top notch. Seats feel amazing. Got great visibility, which a lot of these cars haven't seemed to have during this time. I guess you don't really care who's beside you, but this is pretty wonderful. That's pretty funny. They actually have the Mr. Fusion home energy reactor on the back of this concept car. It even has the out of time license plate. It's just like second take at a DeLorean. It's pretty interesting. Pure cell, so another concept car, but that's still pretty nice.
Come on.
As a 10 horse get the big, he's like, I love the F-150. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Dan. That's what, did they call you Dan the Man? They should start doing it. I don't know if they haven't started doing it, they should.
Okay, so actually this Ford Focus STI hatchback is actually pretty impressive. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I have. They, again, carbon fiber like everything else. Probably, these seats are insanely comfortable. They're as good as that Mercedes I said in earlier. But everything feels top notch in here. It's actually somewhat inspired, unlike all the rest of the Fords I've seen here, which actually this is kind of the same. I've noticed the interior of the cabs from all the Fords were really, really nice. But as soon as you get in and look at the console, it's very uninspired. In fact, they have this weird blip. I'll take a picture of it in a second. Of all of the, it's got your oil, your heat, PSI, and your tire gauge. It seems really weird to put that there. I don't know that we need to have that right in front of us right there. There's probably a number of other places you could put it, considering you have a giant screen on here. But it's actually very, very impressive. Time for a lunch break, but went through the U.S. side pretty quickly. I'm kind of surprised at that. Well, I mean, not really that surprised at it. I'll probably go through again. There was a couple surprises. That Ford Focus was actually very nice. I mean, that was a loaded. I think it may have been a $30,000 car, but it was very, very nice. Felt very comfortable. No real blind spots. Seemed very quality. That was pretty impressive. I want to go back down to the international makers again. See if there's anything I missed there, but so far pretty good. This is pretty exciting. So far, I think the key takeaway of this whole show is by far Mercedes is heads and shoulders above everyone else when it comes to build quality and design. Every car you get into, from the $32,000 model up to the $100,000 model, feels amazing, and you can feel that there's a line from beginning to end. There isn't really like, okay, here's the real cheap model where we went real low rent on some of the materials. It is solid all the way through, and you can tell. Way to go, Mercedes.